Hello, hello, hello. This is Linda G. Robert. This is my day two of my daily habits. I'm just going to change this here. Day two of my daily habits. Day two. So I want to just report a bit. I know that I said that I'd be coming on after 9 o'clock, but I can't promise that, because sometimes there's so many things that are happening during the day and I want to be able to talk about it. So this morning I woke up without my phone. Now normally, and I know I shared this before, but normally I have my phone under my pillow. I know it sounds bad when I say it out loud, but my phone is always under my pillow, except of course it wasn't last night. And normally I use my phone to wake me up. But this morning, my phone didn't wake me up. And normally my phone doesn't wake me up anyways, because I'm usually awake. So I don't even need the phone. But this morning, I knew that I had to meet a student at 10 o'clock. And I made a decision to see her on the phone because the app is on the phone. And I could have used the tablet, but it doesn't usually work really good on the tablet. So anyways, I didn't use the tablet. I used the phone, even though I said I wouldn't use the phone. My friend also texted me on the phone, and I thought, oh my God, I'm not supposed to use my phone. But I sent her a message by phone to tell her not to text me. Of course, then she replied, and I text her back. These are things, that they're habits, and they're not bad habits. Replying to a text isn't bad, but I'm noticing that I use my phone, and I went for a walk today, and I didn't bring my phone, which means I did not listen to a podcast. I did not record anything. Because I probably would have done a live while walking, but I didn't. So there's a lot of things habits that I have that I knew I had them, but now they're becoming so much more obvious. So much more obvious when I told myself that I wasn't going to use my phone. And there's other things too, like not eating after 8. But the phone thing, I think that's the biggest thing. So, I'm walking and I was thinking I probably would have done a live, and I probably would have recorded something because I have lots of ideas and I like to capture my ideas by using the recorder on the phone. And it's interesting because now, I'm going to talk about one thing here. I'm going to say, with mindfulness meditation, we become aware that we have a lot of thoughts. And believe me, I have a lot of thoughts. We all have a lot of thoughts. Now, one thing that we also say is that I am not my thoughts, right? So if I had a thought that would say, oh, you're such a loser, or, oh, there you go again, you use your phone. If I had those thoughts, I need to know that I am not a loser. I am not my thoughts. I'm separate from my thoughts. So all of these thoughts that I have, when I'm walking, I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of great ideas, mostly good ideas. And, now, if you ask me now, what did I think about? I can't pinpoint exactly what I thought about. I thought about my brother. I thought about my kids, my friends. I thought about all sorts of stuff. I can't even tell you. But if I had recorded, I would have been able to tell you, well, specifically, this is what I was thinking, but I didn't record anything. It's just interesting how walking by, I'm more in the moment, although I have lots of thoughts. I heard the birds singing. There were people walking, not a lot, because I don't live in a crowded area, but there was couple walking. Actually, it wasn't a couple. It was probably grandparents and their daughter walking with a baby. But the man said hi to me, and I said hi, and he asked me how I'm doing, and I said I'm doing fine. And I said, how are you doing? He says, I'm living the dream. That's what he said. I'm living the dream. And then he said, one day at a time. And I said, yeah, that's pretty well it, one day at a time. And honestly, I've been living as much as possible, one day at a time, for a long, long time. Like since I first heard one day at a time, when I was in the 12-step programs, I started understanding what one day at a time means. So when he mentioned that, I started thinking, well, especially now during the pandemic, it is pretty well one day at a time. So as I'm walking, I'm getting tired because I'm thinking, oh man, it started raining, right? When I was on Facebook this morning, somebody said, well, you better get going with your walk. It's going to start raining pretty soon. And I thought, oh crap. Normally I wouldn't have gone for a walk because I would have looked outside and go, okay, I'll start walking because it wasn't raining when I left. But then it started raining. I turned back, I went and got my rain jacket. It's a yellow rain jacket. So I walked with my yellow rain jacket. And it rained, but it wasn't, a heavy rain. It was just drizzling, just a nice little drizzle. So it's not so bad. But I walked more than 45 minutes, and I don't really know how I know that. I know that I left around 11:30, and when I got to the church, because the church has a clock, I don't have a watch. I rely on, guess what? My phone. I'll rely on my freaking phone for so much. But there's a clock at the church, and I think the clock, no, it wasn't the clock at the church. It was a clock somewhere else. And it said 12:40. So I walked for more than an hour. I walked probably for about an hour and a half. Anyways, it doesn't matter how long I walk. But one thing that I thought that I use my phone for is on my phone, there's that little heart app, and it tracks how much I walk. It also tracks how many minutes I meditate because I linked it to the Insight Timer app that I use, that I haven't used in 2 days, as I say with sarcasm. So all of these things that I use that freaking phone for, and I'm noticing that it's frustrating. It frustrates the living bejesus out of me to know that I rely on that stupid thing so much. And I'm telling you, one of the things that I remember specifically years ago, before I had an iPhone, I had a little, I've had different phones over the years, of course, but I had a flip top one. And I remember there were people around the table at lunch where I used to work that would use their phones, would be on their phones all the time. And I told myself, I swear I'll never freaking be on a phone like that. I'll never buy myself that phone, and I will never be attached to that phone. I swore it. That was years ago. Now, guess what? Yeah, I'm using that freaking phone. And, I think it's designed that way. It's designed to make things easier for us. Like it is. It makes things easier for us, but it's also designed, I think, to get us used to it. And I got used to it. So now I have to think, right? Because I use that phone for a calendar. I always check, what do I have scheduled for today? Now I know that Sundays, I don't normally schedule anything, except that student kind of, that was last night. I heard, here's how I found out. The phone was on, but it wasn't next to me. I heard that sound that when somebody contacts me on that app, It makes that sound. I heard it. And I didn't go on the phone to check. I went on my tablet to check, right? Because I didn't want to miss that student. Sometimes they contact me for a lesson like at the last minute. And if I wouldn't have checked, I wouldn't have known when she booked. So I'm using that as an excuse, but it's a fact as well. So I checked it on the tablet and found out it was this morning at 10 o'clock. Not so bad. So tomorrow is Monday, and I normally do a live Mindset Monday, 10:30 on Mondays. And I know I have classes in the morning, right? Because I'm a coach and I'm also a teacher. I have classes in the morning, and I think it's at 9 o'clock. So I'm not going to check, I'm not going to use my phone, but I will have to go. I'm pretty sure it's at 9. What's happening is it's forcing me to use my memory more. That's what I've noticed, right? Because we use our phone and we don't have to remember stuff. Now I'm forced to have to remember things. I got a good memory, right? Because I know that I have things at 9 o'clock tomorrow, although it could be 9:15, but I think it's 9. But what I'll do is I'll use my computer and I'll check my my calendar on there because everything is kind of linked to that one calendar. I'll double check that. I'll also know I have another meeting, but years ago, I would write my schedule out on a daily timer, just a paper calendar, right? Back in the day. I still have a friend that uses that. I haven't used that for a long time because I started using my phone. The other thing that I started using my phone for, but I didn't last night, is I stream my movies. Well, okay, on my phone. On my phone, I have some apps that I use, among other things. I'll tell you about that thing in a second too. I have my Prime Video on my phone, and I have my CTV app on my phone, and I have my Gem, and I think that's it. But what I've been doing is I've been using Chromecast and streaming from my phone to my TV set, right? Perfect. But last night, I don't have a phone. I'm not using my phone for that. So I'm still watching TV. I didn't disallow myself from watching TV. I'm doing that. But what I've done is I had to buy a new laptop. So I'm using my old laptop, and I'm plugging it in, the HDM cable, plugged it in the old laptop. And with Chromecast, I'm able to use my laptop and still project on the TV. So, right, I'm still able to watch TV. Here's what I noticed last night. So I told myself I'm not eating after 8. I think I might have shared that last night too, but I can't remember. I think I did. I'm not eating after 8. But what I've noticed is that I get a little bit, not irritated. It's more, not irritated. What's the word I'm trying to think of? I can't think of the word right now. But I'm used to using my hands. I don't usually just watch TV and not do anything with my hands. So I'll eat normally, not last night. And normally I'll use that freaking phone to play solitary while I'm watching TV. So last night, got the tablet. I used the tablet to play a couple of solitary games. A couple of them, well, I don't know if it was just a couple, but I used solitary on my tablet, not on my phone, because I told myself I wasn't going to use the phone. So all this shit is coming up. The other thing with the stupid phone is that I don't have any storage space left. So I'm having to offload an app to be able to use another app, offload several apps to use another app. Yes, I need a new phone. I'm well aware of it, but I'm not buying myself another one. And I'm not going to even buy myself another one till, well, I don't know when, after my 45-day challenge, which is at the end of May. This is only day 2. Let's see, what else can I say that I've noticed? Well, one thing I want to share is that I'm reading, right? I read at least one chapter of that book, Thrive, which is on the tablet. And what I want to read next is Distractibility. Distractibility. Let's see if I can share my screen. See if I can. Distractibility. Distractibility. Ability is a book. Oh man. Indistractable. I think that's what it is. It might be indistractable. Indistractable. Might be that. It is. So let me just share that with you, because that's the next book I'm going to read. Let me share just a minute. Now I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So this book, and I'll read this with you. It might be a bit too small. It's a book summary, Indistractable by Nir Eyal. In today's tech-dependent, app-centered, notification-ruled world, it's easier than ever to get distracted from what's really important, your values, your relationships, your work. In Indistractable, Nir Eyal developed a 4-part model for gaining the modern-day superpower of indistractability. So I remember when I first heard about this book, I created a short video, and I'm trying to think if I have it on my YouTube channel. I created a kind of a summary of the 4 steps that he's talking about. You'll have to go to my YouTube channel, which is where I'm on right now, to check it out. Because I remember contacting him and telling him that I think this is a great book and that I wanted to use that process that he's talking about and create a little video. I wonder if I did. I'm just going to check that. Just a second, because I want to share that with you. On YouTube. I'll have to add the link after. I'm going to have to check because I don't know if I have it on here or not. In this, I'll have to check. Anyways, I'll have to get back to you. What I'll do is I'll have to check and then I'll add it in the comments section, create that little video. Anyways, so that book is the next book that I'm going to read. So I'm going to finish the book Thrive by Arianna Huffington. I just started that book, but I've got 45 days. I figure I'm going to be more than likely finishing it. And then I'm going to start reading that Indistractable, something like that. Because what it says is that technology is really taking us away from what's really important. And I think it's true. I really do. Now, I live by myself. So it's not like I'm taking time away from other people. I'm not. And, and it's not like I don't spend time by myself. I do. And I think we all need distractions in one way or the other, right? We do. We're not monks, for God's sakes. I'm not a monk. I don't want to even be a monk. But the point is that if I'm noticing that I'm using certain things when I'm distracted, maybe those things are like bad habits, right? There could be bad habits when maybe I could be using that time to be more productive. Anyways, it's just food for thought. I don't know. So let's see. I just wanted to share what's on my list of things to do, and some of these things I've already done them already. So, for example, I said that I would let's see now. I'm just going through my list. Because I can't even remember what I said I was going to do and not do. Hello? Where's that list? There it is. There. So my list includes walking for 45 minutes, done. 1 dance a day. And I said it was going to be live, but it's not going to be live. It's recorded, and I'm posting it on my personal page on Facebook. One of the reasons why I decided not to do it live is because if I do it live on Facebook, just like if I would do it live here on YouTube, it would get picked up. The sound would get picked up, the music would get picked up, and I'd get kind of like, not penalized, but I wouldn't be able to do it. So I'm going to record it instead. And I'm also going to be reading at least 5 pages, although I might go with a chapter instead. I'm also going to be doing some weights for the arms. So I've done that once already today. I'm going to do it twice a day. I'm going to meditate 15 minutes at least, and I'm going to drink 2 glasses of water. I've already drank 1 glass of water. And the not to do, not eat anything after 8. And I did that last night. No sugars, which means no, like no ice cream, no bars, no cookies, no fast food, no burgers, no burgers, fast food restaurants, and no phone. And I think the biggest freaking challenge is the phone. It's the phone. Okay, so I think there might be all sorts of other things coming up here, but I think that's it. So tomorrow, I'll be doing my day 3 tomorrow, but tomorrow is Monday, and I usually do a Mindset Monday. And I think I'm going to talk about initiating change. I think I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, because that's what I'm doing. I'm initiating change. So I'll talk more about that tomorrow, Mindset Monday, which is at 10:30. Bye. Take care. Oh, if you have any comments, please add them to the comment section. That'd be great. And if I can find that little video that I created on that book, then I'll add that too. Bye now.